Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Server Stomp episode 5. You may notice the format change, kind of cutting and starting between each game. This is game 3. Mike, that last game.
That is definitely a really great game 2. As we head into game 3, the teams are tied up 1-1 now. That
is so true, and looks like we've got this standard rotation here. We're on, of course, the Forest of Viphre. Let's see what's going on in terms of who's going for what here. Looks like blue team sending a thief over to deal with Chief, and that's Zambrini. But he walks away. It looks like we see something interesting. Anyway, on keep, we see Staiphos getting them midpoint, really uncontested. Oh my god, red team launching an invasion over here. Viphre was on point. We got taken down by Rika, and I didn't even get to introduce these guys, but Silven is now in down state. Looks like Flissey is as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say standard start. We've got Silven and Flissey here going for the straight offense, immediately just running across, pulling off a great distraction actually. They did lose the 3 kills, which was 15 points, but red team managed to take both the keep and the mine. It looks like they're gonna be able to secure Silvan here before blue team takes Udaheim.
Yeah, when I saw Zambrini walk away, I was like, what is going on here? Looks like Zoose is on midpoint. He's going to be meeting up with, looks like Viphre and Flissey very shortly. Red team invading on hedge again. Finally, red team gets their force minion. Looks like Sargon has switched from Guardian over to Warrior here. Going to take some verticality on these guys over on Zambrini and Zoose. They just now know that he's sniping on them, of course. Let's look at Henge as the battle goes on.
Oh my god, great portal! Wow, Zoose immediately half their team teleporting from the key back to the Henge, and this time they're able to, wow, overwhelm them. They thought they were going to be able to take the Henge for free, so they left only one player there. Oh, they know that portal seriously coming into play.
That is ridiculous play, man. Staiphos looks like he got stuck, or someone got stuck, rather. We're in with Flissey here, who's managed to rally on the Henge. Gonna 2v1 Zoose here, which was gonna be fine. Look at all these turrets down here for red team. Let's go in with Zoose and see if he can kind of deal with this 2v1 pressure. Meanwhile, the keep is being fought over by Silven. Silven is he took down Zambrini, he's fine. Henge is going to belong to the red team, though. Viphre coming in to help out Staiphos and Flissey, but they're fine. Mine is actually has been taken by the Infanta, who's kind of using it to pressure red team away from their home point. Let's go in with Silven here, who's running away, gonna run into Rika and his illusions. The Silven is doing a great job, as well as the rest of the red team. 115 points, 137 in blue. That portal play, man, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, once again, really close game. Great ingenuity coming out there with the portal usage. We see now both teams 1 point each, pretty close, 120 to 140. They're all converging here over the keep, trying to fight for it. We don't see any real backcapping going on. Might be seeing Zambrini here heading over into Henge, but he's fighting with another thief. They're kind of just skirting around the rocks. Yeah,
this is definitely a different blue team than we saw in the last game. They managed to do a lot of great work, but this is beginning to be the plays here are really, really good. I think some of these guys have definitely played with each other before. Blue team keeps the keep, and it looks like mine is just now being decapped and recapped by Sargon. Sargon, one of the MVPs of the last game. It looks like a Mesmer is going to cut through here. And that seems to be Rika. She's going to come back and deal with the Henge pressure that's coming in from Flissey and Staiphos. Staiphos is low health here, popping the Shadow Refuge. He's going to be fine, I think. Let's watch him as he deals with the Infanta and Biggs the Bomber. The Infanta and Biggs, of course, are teammates as well in real life. Of course, Server Stomp is not real life, my friend. No, this is the 1 day a week where we get to come in as a community and play with the pros, play with each other, and have fun.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see how random players manage to communicate and whatnot and work as a team. That definitely is a huge factor in who can take these games. Blue team looks like they're communicating pretty well, actually, having some pretty good rotations and converging on points when they need to be.
Here comes red team falling in on Zoose, and Zoose is going to be like, look at him tank this damage, though. He's just now got only a quarter of his health gone. Both of the forest creatures are being taken down here, or rather they both spawned and they are being engaged by Biggs and Infanta on the blue side. They're going to take Chieftain. On the red side, we've got Sargon. opting to be the objective guy again. He's going to deal with spawn here solo. He's got this fine. Meanwhile, mine is Flissey versus Zambrini. Of course, these guys are heavy hitters as well. Another thief versus engineer battle, throwing down those bombs and, of course, keeping Zambrini off. Now he's in the downstate, and meanwhile at keep, we've got a lot of blue versus Viphre and Silven. Silven's being rooted down here. He's going to deal with a lot of the blue's damage, and he's going to deal it back himself, but he can't save Viphre as Biggs gets the stomp in on him. Rika is on a rampage.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a down fight between Flissey and Zambrini back there on the mine. Flissey though does take in. Looks like red team is threatening really strong over here. They've got 2 points to 1, and they're probably going to come back into this if blue team doesn't manage to decap very quickly. Yeah,
Flissey intercepted by Zoose and the Infanta on her way to the keep. She gets stunned. Then there's the Infanta with the teleport. He's going to go and focus on capping the mine while Zoose is trying to get Flissey down. He's going to decide, I should back off here, and that's a wise choice as he pops the shield stance, and there it goes. Red team is capping, though, and they'll intercept Zoose as he comes up. What can he do? He's actually going to just jump off. Here comes falling damage, and there it is.
Oh man, and red team stepped off the point for a bit over there. They could have taken the keep a little bit faster. Blue team does take the henge back, and it looks like once again they want to be contesting for that far point. Flissey though is running back, trying to back him up.
And it looks like we're getting a lot of red concentrated on the mine when they should be concentrated on the keep or far point. Blue raiding party dealing with Sargon here in the mid. Rika, Zambrini, and Zoose are going to fight Sargon. He's going to try and tank as best as possible, waiting until his teammates can come back. Of course, Staiphos is over here in the downstate next to him. He's trying to rally, and there goes the absolute horrible production quality of this show. Zambrini's going to get the stomp on this guy or just deal with him with damage, no problem.
Man, just Infanta and Zambrini putting huge pressure onto the enemy team by constantly attacking the far point. Red team kind of uncoordinated, and as we mentioned earlier, Flissey and Silven have a tendency to stick together, and so they're really not splitting their forces as they need to be dealing with these thieves.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Silven needs to get the DPS. Well, Flissey is very much of a support kind of player. She has the capability of just boxing down so many turrets here, but this looks like there's going to be a 2v2 fight here, unless it looks like Staiphos is coming in to doing a 2v3. The Infanta is being targeted here, but he's not going to be able to make it to mine. Meanwhile, at Henge, there's a big battle going down. Rika on point. Biggs the bomber also. Viphre finally manages to get on point, and even in the downstate. Here comes Flissey. Oh, there goes Viphre, though. Expect to see Flissey popping down some turrets here and making this a foothold for our team if she doesn't get spiked down here by Zoose.
Yeah, Zoose and crew here taking a great close down on the henge, managing to wipe them out. They did leave the keep uncontested, however, and so red team's going to be able to take that one without much contention. But once again, the thieves just constantly putting pressure on their mine. Looks like red team is dealing with a bit better now, intercepting their way onto the mine, putting a lot of damage onto them before they can even get on point. And so red team does take 2 points to 1 at the moment. Svanir does go back up, and if red team can put some pressure on Udaheim, they might be able to take the lead here.
You know, I would love to see red team coordinate to do that. Looks like the Infanta and Biggs the bomber dealing with Udaheim, though I don't think that Silven will get the chance to come up over here. If he does opt to do it, he will. Actually, he might. Let's go in with him. Can he steal this? He steals it! He manages to get it for the red team. Both forest creatures getting the red team. Red team is up 20 points and 2 capture nodes, 420 to 400 points. Let's watch as Silven deals with this 2v1 here. This is going to be a 4v1. All of blue team is coming up towards the keep. He's going to meet up with what looks to be Viphre if he can stay up in the keep. No, Viphre is opting to go with Flissey at the henge, dealing with Rika the Mesmer. Meanwhile, mine is uncontested. The rest of red team is caught in the back here. Sargon and Staiphos dealing with Zoose and his tankiness. Meanwhile, the keep is going to be actually not even decapped as Biggs and the Infanta decided to just walk by it. Here comes Biggs finally decapping it. Red team up 453 to 422 here. And here comes some reds.
Oh man, blue team scrambling to try to get 3 points uncapped. That was a devastating error over there. Not only did red team manage to stall it, but they managed to get the steal as well, and they take the lead now 460 to 422. All 3 points now are under contention, and there's going to be someone from each team on every single point fighting for it.
Yeah, we're watching Flissey now go in on the illusions of Rika here. Rika needs to be burst down, and Rika, of course, does die. Red team gets the henge, blue team gets the keep, and blue team gets the mine. If they can lock this down, blue team can make the comeback they need. 470 points to 441. Infanta versus Silven here. Silven can spike this guy down if he gets it. Let's go in with him, and it looks like we're going to have a very heated fight here between the Infanta and Silven. Meanwhile, here come a lot of teammates here. It's Sargon and Zambrini. Stomp goes off. Oh, no, it does not. Just barely intercepted. Shadow Stomp interrupted by Silven. Look at that.
Stomp goes down first for red team, and they get the rally before Zambrini can finish off that Shadow Stomp.
And with this, blue team will have no points once this gets decapped by Sargon. Meanwhile, at the keep, Viphre, there it is, 500 points to 468. That was, today's episode, man.
What a close game once again. Great start from blue team and a great finish from the red team, really executing that very well towards the end.
Oh my god. Silven is just unstoppable with that steal and, of course, that ridiculous stomp interruption. You know, he really relied on his timing there. We're going to pop back to the card real fast and we'll listen to some music as we just talk about what happened there. Mike, that was such a close game. What could have blue team done to take that in their favor?
I mean, really, it really came down to that steal on Chieftain. They really needed someone to be distracting Silven or interrupting him and not letting him. It would have been better, actually, if they didn't even attempt the Chieftain and just secured their point lead instead. What happened instead was they let red team secure a comeback mechanic, and that's really what the secondary mechanics on these maps are meant for. They're to allow teams that are behind to come back if they can utilize them properly.
Wow, well, it looks like that's it for the day, guys. Apologies again for those technical difficulties. We'll have them ironed out for episode 6. Of course, this is every Thursday at noon Eastern Time. Mike, thanks so much for coming and joining me. I hope to have you back very soon. Where can people find you on the internet and watch you cast?
Once again, I will be at the Sunday tournament that SOAC Gaming and Tower Dive TV will be holding. I work for both companies, and so you can see me cast with them usually. And you know what? I really look forward to being back again. This was great.
Alright, man, thanks again so much. Of course, my name is Sireph Abreu. You can catch me on Twitter. It's in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, or it's actually somewhere on this card. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/SirefC. Go follow me on Twitter because I will update you on this show. And guys, don't forget to come join us. Come play with the pros. We had Zeus, we had Silven, we had Flissey, we had ZambriniX. These guys are at the top of their game. And if you want to play with them, all you have to do is come and stomp or be stomped. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.